I want to sympathize and pray for our brothers that fire gutted. That is at Kalere. Very unfortunate. Property worth millions was lost. And of course, you know, Uganda, most of us are not, our businesses are not insured. That is a very big challenge. We are not insured. I remember the days of Parkyard when it used to be burnt, because at one time police confirmed it was an act of arson. But many people, once fire guts their business, they never recover because the business are not insured. So that is the end of their life. Joan, just imagine you have a business, you depend on that business for livelihood, and fire guts that business. So one would say, and that becomes misery starts. But also away from that, for the vendors, I know also 19th being a deadline, and KCCA seems very, very strong on that, that they will have whatever forces needed to ensure they evict you. So I also sympathize with them. I know we need order in the city, and I'm for order in the city, because I also suffer. Sometimes I want to go downtown, but I can't because I fear there. You know, you try to move, everyone is knocking you, this, that. So you get confused and you say, I'll never come back this side.
On that, I saw the KCCA affirming that they've prepared over 1,980 spaces outside Kampala to ensure that no vendor is left without an alternative. Now, people are really relating it to KCCA, but it is these traders who operate from the arcades, from the buildings, that compelled KCCA, because they said they do pay taxes, they do pay licenses, and it kind of demeans their business because they do not make a lot of profits like these vendors, since they do not pay any taxes or any fees. So they want these vendors to go off the streets so that they can also be able to balance their books of accounts very well. But besides that, the Uganda Electoral Commission is today conducting repeat or residual elections in over 73 areas, that is at district, city, division, and municipality levels. These are going to be conducted in areas where voting did not take place for those at those specific levels for various reasons. You remember in Butembo district, they destroyed the voting materials, the boxes, the ballot papers, so voting could not take place. And today is the day for voting, the Electoral Commission said yesterday, so please go out there and vote. Remember to follow the guidelines. Voting starts at 7 a.m. and ends at 4 p.m. So if you're not yet in the queue by that time, you're likely not to vote. So go there and exercise your right. It is your mandate, and it is imperative for you to go cast your vote so that you can hold these leaders accountable. Do not forget that if you've not voted for these leaders, or if few people vote, they will not find no reason as to why they must be accountable to you. But in the same spirit, the President of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, appointed Gilma Wake as acting CEO of the Uganda Airlines. And the President further said that he directed Miss Jennifer Bamturaki to step aside in order to step aside immediately, so that there is enabling the handover to Mr. Gilma Wake and the board of Uganda Airlines. Robert, that is what is happening currently with the airline of the country.
I hope that will rest the long verbal artillery, confusion, negativity. You know, she has not had a smooth sail, I must say.
Okay.
She's served the airline, it has had the challenges it has had, but we must commend her. At least she was the first executive director. And whatever achievement, despite the so many losses said,
yeah, and
she was able to kickstart something.
And from my personal view, there are so many factors that downplayed her. Remember how we started, what analysts said before the airline was reignited. There was a lot. So I think, anyway.
Well, we are now having an acting, and I think that's the Ethiopian guy.
Yes.
He comes with a lot of experience. But also I must let Ugandans know that very few national carriers make profit. If you study them, very few make profit. most of them, it is the plight of the country.
Yes.
And you see, the money the airlines make, Ugandans must understand, may not be direct, but indirect as a facilitator of mobility.
I saw some of the Ugandans trying to argue why are Ugandans missing their flights or their flights being cancelled. And I'm like, do these people even read about how airlines operate? If DXB, that is Dubai, gives a warning that we might not be able to let these planes land within a specific period of time, maybe because of weather conditions. 2 weeks back, United States cancelled over 200 flights because of the weather. The weather was not that conducive for safe landing. And Ugandans kept on blaming the airline that people are not going to their destinations because the flights have been cancelled. They did not read that it comes from wherever their destination is, that it stems back down to Uganda Airlines as well.
See, when you have irregularities, anything is very easy to be cast upon you. You see, the way the airline has been operating and the challenges, the negativity that has been there, even when it's not their fault, it is very, very possible that they will assume it is the airline's problem. But I'm happy we're having someone new, and I want to thank Jennifer Bamturaki for having started and moved that this far, that someone has come in to take over. Yes, we say there could be so many challenges she faced. There could be so many issues that arose during her time. But still, we have an airline. And the new or acting ED is coming at a time when our carrier is still flying. Not because they have been packed or there, but they are flying. So we just pray for the best. And I'm a person who doesn't believe in breaking and making, but I believe on continuity.
Okay, so what do we have on the local scene, Robert?
We'll begin with Janan Luwumu Memorial Service that was held yesterday. Yesterday was a public holiday. Now we have President Yoweri Museveni in company of the First Lady Janet Museveni. Yesterday presided over the 49th memorial service for the late Archbishop Janan Jakaria Luwumu in Muchwini Kitgum district. The Archbishop Lumu, who led the Church of Uganda during one of the country's most hard periods, openly criticized human rights abuses and disappearances. His bold stance would ultimately cost him his life in February 1977. Museveni condemned the brutal killing of the Archbishop, saying it was a result of bad leadership, cautioning leaders against imposing themselves on people. Museveni said NRM was not popular in northern Uganda, but through persuasion and service delivery, the party has been accepted and voted massively. He commended the people of northern Uganda for voting overwhelmingly to his current victory. Museveni said the development of this site into an international pilgrim and tourist center will be fully funded once the master plan is ready. Memorial Center to make it an international tourism site. Museveni said they are only waiting for the master plan to fund it. Church leaders used the occasion to call for unity, integrity, and servant leadership. Urging Ugandans to emulate the Archbishop's courage, they emphasized that his life remains a guiding light for the nation. Nearly 5 decades later, Minister for Ethics and Integrity said the family has donated land for the development of a memorial site. 49 years on the memory of the Archbishop Janan Luwumu continues to inspire generations as Uganda reflects on the sacrifice and moral lessons. Many here say the message to the faithful was about accountability and moral courage as a result of the life of Archbishop Janan Luwumu. For the first time since 2018, heads of states under the African Union's C5 platform chaired by South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa, to confront the fragile peace in South Sudan 8 years after the signing of the peace agreement. The implementation remains slow. While the deal once delivered the longest ceasefire since independence, political tension, delayed reforms, and postponed elections have eroded confidence. Ramaphosa warned that elections scheduled for December 26 cannot succeed without security and inclusion. The C5 proposed appointing a former leader of state as a mediator, strengthening oversight with IGAD, and ensuring inclusive dialogue. The idea is to leave no stakeholder behind, including opposition figures currently under detention. Djibouti's president and IGAD's chair Ismail Omar Guelleh warned that recent tension, coupled with spillovers from the Sudan conflict, risk undoing years of fragile gains. Representing President Yoweri Museveni, Uganda's Vice President Jessica Alupo delivered a blunt assignment of war not being the answer. She emphasized the need for security sectors reforms, funding for electoral bodies, and credible preparations ahead of the 2026 polls. Police blocked a team of lawyers of National Unity Platform from accessing NUP Party President Robert Kyagulanyi's residence in Magwere. The delegation, led by the party's Eastern Region Vice President John Baptist Nyambeshe, including Kyadondo East MP Muwada Nkunyingi, lawyer George Musisi, were not allowed to access the home. They said they had gone to assess the situation at the residency and explore ways of offering assistance. The lawyers said security personnel deployed at the home did not allow anyone to enter. Journalists were also stopped from accessing the gate and banned from taking photographs. Speaking to the media later, Nkunyingi faulted police deployment and denying them access to deliver food supplies. Musisi seemed disappointed and said attempts to engage with the officers failed as they refused to listen. Nyambeshe also said security personnel blocked their delegation and arrested one of their colleagues during the standoff. Police had not issued an official statement on the incident. Finally, on the local scene, tension escalated in Kumi municipality after several NRM candidates who lost the election challenged the outcomes of the recently concluded national elections. They cited irregularities in the voting process. Some NRM candidates who lost in the January 15th polls and their supporters gathered in different parts of Kumi municipality expressing dissatisfaction with the poll results. They claim cases of voter bribery and intimidation during the polls. Kumi District NRM woman MP flag bearer and chairperson LC5 flag bearer all lost to independent candidates. In Kumi municipality, NRM flag bearers also lost to independent candidates. Richard Ochum, the mayor of Kumi municipality, who contested for the Kumi municipality MP seat on the NRM ticket, lost to an independent candidate, Silas Angon. However, Kumi RDC John Bosco Mobito dismissed the allegations on involvement of security personnel in influencing the election results. Kumi District Councillor Isaac Emmanuel Owule appealed to government to organize fresh elections for Kumi municipality. A supporter, Emmanuel Omono, alleged that he was beaten after refusing to release declaration forms. Kumi RDC office had not received complaints from other constituencies in Kumi district except Kumi municipality. Now with that story, it's not yet over. People lost and they still believe they were breached, bribery, intimidation, and they want fresh elections. Do you see that coming?
It will depend on what the courts of law will decide.
But not going to court.
Swiftly moving on to our international coverage here on Good Morning Uganda. We are starting off with the civil defense teams in Gaza who recovered the remains of 67 members of a single family from a destroyed building in Beit Lahir on Sunday. In an operation conducted with the International Committee of the Red Cross, footage shows rescue workers recovering bodies from the rubble with heavy machinery clearing debris in search of more victims. On the night of the massacre, October 29, 2024, before the main strike, the occupation forces bombed our staircase. The strike killed and injured many people that night, stated Hani Abnasir, a member of the Abnasir family. Today marks the first day of our campaign to honor the martyrs, explained civil defense worker Muhammad Tamoz. Our initial focus is on homes believed to contain large numbers of martyr remains beneath them. We are currently in the far north of Gaza, atop the rubble of a home belonging to the Abnasir family in Beit Lahir. This home was targeted during the genocidal war on the Gaza Strip and once sheltered more than 250 people. Some remains were recovered, but missing individuals remain trapped under the rubble, he added. Over 7,000 people are still missing under the rubble. Unfortunately, civil defense teams still lack the necessary equipment to carry out their work properly, he further noted. And moving on to more international coverage, a Russian Eastern Group of Forces units took control of the Zaporozhye region's Tsivotikovoi settlement, the Russian defense minister reported. Footage shows UAVs striking targets with smoke rising from the sites of explosions. The exact date and location of the video cannot be independently verified. Servicemen of the 218th Tank Regiment of the 127th Motorized Rifle Division of the 5th Guards Combined Arms Army took control of Tsivetkovoye, and the enemy suffered significant losses. Military personnel, hardware, and 2 drone command posts were destroyed, the ministry announced. The statement added that taking control of the settlement had given Russian troops a foothold for further advancement in the region. Ukraine has not officially commented on the settlement coming under Russia's control at the time of publication, while the Ukrainian General Staff stated 205 combat clashes over the past day. The Russian Defense Ministry declared that Zaposnoye, Magdaleniivka, and Primorskoye have also been taken in the Zaporozhye region. Earlier, Russian Chief of the General Staff, Valery Gerasimov, confirmed that the Ukrainian servicemen are suffering significant losses that they are unable to make up for. Forging forward to the Rainbow Nation, and that is South Africa. The South African President Cyril Ramaphosa stated that the rules-based global architecture has collapsed in one way or another, calling on a united Africa to avoid a new form of colonialism targeting the continent's mineral wealth, and to speak with one voice to protect their sovereignty and interests. What we should be avoiding is a new form of colonialism, where those economies will now begin to target the minerals that they have. It is now time for Africa to do business on its own terms, Ramaphosa said on the sidelines of the 39th AU summit in Addis Ababa on Monday. He added that it is no longer acceptable to export rocks, soil and dust from Africa without adding value through local beneficiation. Now we have leverage, and as Africa, we must use that leverage. And without enforcing ourselves or imposing ourselves, we need to be saying we need to act as one collectively and deal with the wealth that we have to the advantage of Africans, Ramaphosa added. The African leader described ongoing reforms within the AU as a process, not a one-off event, noting that the Union has become sharper and more modernized in its operations and decision-making. He also highlighted that the AU's C5 committee has resolved to proceed with South Sudanese elections without delay, alongside commitments to a ceasefire and the release of detainees, while calling on all parties to halt hostilities and seek a political solution. And that brings us to the end of our international coverage. Robert, please take us through what the local print media holds this morning.
Well, I'll do the New Vision this morning. An interesting, though sad, because we are looking at new crime hotspots emerge in Kampala. And best universal secondary education schools per region in the New Vision there. We look at gangs terrorize residents, over 200 suspects arrested. And here in Namuganza declares interest in speaker seat. And Museveni vows to end cattle rustling in Acholi. Well, those and more stories in the Vision this morning.
Okay, and let's look at what the Daily Monitor holds. Daily Monitor says crime takes over. And of course, the attenders find tender opportunities from FHI, ICPAU, ECOP, and many more. Whereas beneath the Daily Monitor, Luwum Day, don't impose yourselves on people. Museveni tells leaders. Wow. UCU killing a suspect to appear in court tomorrow. That is the 18th of February. And of course, police arrest lawyer, block NOP MPs from Bobby's home. And let us look at what the print media has from our neighbors, and that is the Daily Nation. The big heading there is in bed with goons. Who? You need to find out from the Daily Nation. And options for Sifoma, while families turn to wild fruits as famine bites. The health and the high price of beauty in the Daily Nation. And firstly, I'll go to the Citizen. East African community in ICU, a question there. Funding crisis lays bare integration cracks. And talks a signal shift from policy to action in SADC satellite plan. And how WhatsApp masterclasses open new income paths for graduates. You have to get yourself a copy of one of those newspapers so that you get a deeper insight of the stories we've just given you a glimpse about. Do not forget that Good Morning Uganda is enthusiastically brought to you by the Ministry of Agriculture and More Industry and Fisheries. Now, as we take a quick breather, as you sip on your Ugandan coffee, that is in our nature. Listen to a beautiful song from Akon called Beautiful Day. Why not? Tuesday is already a calm and beautiful day. Good morning, Uganda.
Access to deliver food supplies. Musisi seemed disappointed and said attempts to engage with the officers failed as they refused to listen. Nambeshe also said security personnel blocked their delegation and arrested one of their colleagues during the standoff. Police had not issued an official statement on the incident. Finally, on the local scene, tension escalated in Kumi municipality after several NRM candidates who lost the election challenged the outcomes of the recently concluded national elections. They cited irregularities in the voting process. Some NRM candidates who lost in the January 15th polls and their supporters gathered in different parts of Kumi municipality expressing dissatisfaction with the poll results. They claim cases of voter bribery and intimidation during the polls. Kumi District NRM woman MP flag bearer and chairperson LC5 flag bearer all lost to independent candidates. In Kumi municipality, NRM flag bearers also lost to independent candidates. Richard Ochom, the mayor of Kumi municipality, who contested for the Kumi municipality MP seat on the NRM ticket, lost to an independent candidate, Silas Angon. However, Kumi RDC John Bosco Mubito dismissed the allegations on involvement of security personnel in influencing the election results. Kumi District Councillor Isaac Emmanuel Owule appealed to government to organize fresh elections for Kumi municipality. A supporter, Emmanuel Omono, alleged that he was beaten after refusing to release declaration forms. Kumi RDC office had not received complaints from other constituencies in Kumi district except Kumi municipality. Now with that story, it's not yet over. People lost and they still believe they were breached, bribery, intimidation, and they want fresh elections. Do you see that coming?
It will depend on what the courts of law will decide.
But not going to court.
Swiftly moving on to our international coverage here on Good Morning Uganda. We are starting off with the civil defense teams in Gaza who recovered the remains of 67 members of a single family from a destroyed building in Beit Lahir on Sunday. In an operation conducted with the International Committee of the Red Cross, footage shows rescue workers recovering bodies from the rubble with heavy machinery clearing debris in search of more victims. On the night of the massacre, October 29, 2024, before the main strike, the occupation forces bombed our staircase. The strike killed and injured many people that night, stated Hani Abnasir, a member of the Abnasir family. Today marks the first day of our campaign to honor the martyrs, explained civil defense worker Muhammad Tamoz. Our initial focus is on homes believed to contain large numbers of martyr remains beneath them. We are currently in the far north of Gaza, atop the rubble of a home belonging to the Abnasir family in Beit Lahir. This home was targeted during the genocidal war on the Gaza Strip and once sheltered more than 250 people. Some remains were recovered, but missing individuals remain trapped under the rubble, he added. Over 7,000 people are still missing under the rubble. Unfortunately, civil defense teams still lack the necessary equipment to carry out their work properly, he further noted.
Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day, don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
Junko.
Yo.
Hawachiko. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Uganda, haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Junko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
The Senior Citizens Grant under the Social Assistance Grants for Empowerment SAGE program is Uganda's social protection flagship program, providing regular, predictable, and reliable direct income support to older persons. Since inception in 2010, the SAGE program has positively impacted beneficiaries' livelihoods, contributing to the overall national socio-economic transformation. the government of Uganda has continued to fulfill its commitment to the expansion and sustainability of the SAGE program, ensuring income security, dignity, and improved basic standard of living for older persons in all local governments across the country.
Amabara gange Irene Masika bagenda elia bagenda nile mwira wange akasente kenye kanyiyambiremu kakubaire nikanyiyambamu baitu akokubanza mbona nagule mbuzi bagitwara nagule nkoko nazo baziba hati akobambaire reno ninsubura mwakasura tinje yina mani gokolema ngonza nyikalo mukatale mbono tuhimba ngotu tunsanga hangeto enda hangeto niha kasukali kokunyu niko nduko nukanyiyamba kati amani gokolema tinje yina ngamusima senga uta bisubulero ni musima nyo ni musima abereho abieho ni musima mono.
This is a message from Expanding Social Protection, ESP, implementing the program under the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development. ESP, better life chances for all.
The government's core mandate is to maintain law and order, safeguard citizens' rights, and provide essential public services.
Remember, one of the pillars of a roadmap is innovation and enterprise.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Welcome back. Thank you for watching UBC. We come to you live every single day, Monday to Friday from Nile Avenue. That is where the UBC headquarters are located. If you're just joining us, this is Good Morning Uganda. My name is Joanne N. Moronji and I'm with Churabo Robert Anyonyi Ntono. Today, we are dealing with an issue that has been recurring. And yesterday, a devastating fire broke out in Kalere next to the market, and millions of properties were damaged. Even though the fire brigade or firefighters tried to contain the blaze, a lot of property could not be saved, and the plumes of smoke were into the air, and the common Ugandan was in question. For how long is it going to take? What should we do? What are we not doing? What is causing this? Though, by this morning, police has not yet issued a statement on the cause of the fire. Investigations are still ongoing. And the place that was affected, it was a furniture workshop. So you can imagine the timber there. And once the fire gets the place, how bad it can be. But when we look at some of the fires, in 2025 December, Nakasero Market, a section of it gutted fire. And also Kalere Market in 2024, that was in November, also got a problem with having fire and a fire outbreak. And according to a police report, on the 27th July 2025, police were called to come and rescue. There was a fire outbreak in Chiriatete East Cell, that is south and ward, Hoima East Division, Hoima City. So it's not only in Kampala. And that very month, the previous Friday, it was on 25th July, still 2025, there was a fire breakout at the Hima Cement factory located in Karunjubati Cell, still Hima Town Council. But then earlier on Tuesday, that was 22nd July, that same year, 2025, there was a fire outbreak at Kiboko Enterprises, a warehouse in Kasamvu Zone, that is Kisugu Parish, Makindye Division, where security guards spotted smoke and fire coming from the rooftop and notified the police. Most of the times, fire and rescue teams try to quickly respond and put out the fires. But we all need to know what it is about the fires and what precautions must we take. So, Robert, from your view, from your perception, or from your opinion, why do you think we are having fires, especially in the business areas of Uganda? Markets, factories, warehouses, to mention.
Well, thank you, Joanne, and of course those watching us, thank you for keeping it on UBC TV this morning. Now, to begin with, when we look at fires, you mentioned markets, we have car bonds.
Yes.
We will not forget, as we ended the year, around one day, I think, where a car bond caught fire and property worth millions was destroyed. I think it was a washing bay or something like that. We had one in Ntinda here. Remember, I think it was a workshop. Even police had some of their vehicles in Deba, Mumbao. We had a horrible scene there. Now, there could be a number of causes, but we want to look at some. For the markets, it has usually been indicated that people who cook food there leave charcoal stoves unattended to. You know, in markets there are these restaurants. Should I call them restaurants or something similar to restaurants? That only Nilas. Now, these women usually, because they want to serve in the morning, sell what they call a chencha.
Okay.
Breakfast, but breakfast there is katogo, you know, either. And
with
usually
beans.
They leave, as they are leaving the market, I'm told beans take a long time. So they get their sigiris, they will put on the beans and then put on charcoal that is enough to have them boil, and they'll go home and sleep. So because it's unattended to, sometimes maybe the saucepan slides and it falls, and this charcoal stove overturns, you know, because it has a saucepan. Now, sometimes if you've cooked on charcoal, you'll find that it's very easy for a saucepan. You're a lady and you know these things, and those watching, it can slide and sometimes
spill over even.
Spill over anything. So these, for the markets, have been one of the leading causes. Now, followed by poor electricity wiring. You know, in Uganda, usually
faulty wiring, electrical wiring.
And because we usually don't want to use professionals. And for some of these areas, not to say police, because police has not come out with a conclusive report on what could have caused this fire. But usually when you go to these places, the way they share electricity, the way they connect electricity leaves a lot to be desired. Joe, when someone just loops, you know, then taps on some wiring, then he has bulbs lightening. They don't employ professionals, the quality of wires they are using. So most of the times, illegal connections that are not done by, they're illegal first, but also the way they are done is very unprofessional, because something can be illegal, but done by a professional. But these are not done by professionals, the wires they are using. So electricity has been also another major cause.
Yeah.
Then third has been arson.
Okay.
In some of these markets, some of these furniture workshops, we've had reports of arson. I don't forget talking about Parkyard, because their police even came out with a report. Remember where we now have, I think it's Ham, that mall downtown. Ham shopping mall. There was Parkyard, it was a market. Now, I don't want to believe that many of you did not see the times of Parkyard, because it has not taken even 10 years. Now, this witnessed about 3 fires. But the last fire, I was a reporter working with UBC Radio. I was one of the people who covered. And when we toured around, we even saw what was used to light the fire. I remember police saying they broke in from this side. You can see here. So it was arson, that someone deliberately chooses to torch these businesses. Maybe someone wants that particular place, and there are wrangles and wrangles.
Yeah, land wrangles especially.
People from this area, say maybe it's a furniture workshop, it's a parking lot, it could be very hard. But when someone destroys the business, they lose hope. So arson, electricity, and unattended to fire sources are some of the leading causes of these fires.
I saw the Uganda police report, and they said some of these people deal in highly flammable substances. They just do not even know how to dispose of some of these things. For example, those next to garages, you find there is petrol, there is also maybe fuel residues that they use that are highly flammable. So in the event, like you mentioned, someone leaves a charcoal stove lighting for the entire night, it can easily break into fire. But do you think the Ugandans are even aware of what could lead to fires, or they're even ignorant?
One of the challenges we are facing today is people don't care about others. They care about themselves. In Uganda, there is a saying, zirinda bworange.
Zirinda bworange.
Zirinda bworange. You know, communities in Uganda used to work together to do certain things. So there used to be these people, if they told them, for example, thieves, like now, there are spells of insecurity, that, you know what, as men, let's wake up, you know, and do some patrolling. One would say, the meaning that me, I will not come out. If danger is to come, let it find me at my place. But those things of sleeping outside my house, that we are going to get thieves, I will not be part of it. Now, people are no longer concerned that if this one is running a business of cooking, they don't think so much that much as I want to make money in the morning, there is someone in this market who is having a store and they are selling furniture, who is selling mattresses, who is selling anything highly inflammable. They think of themselves. When you go to garages and you talk of these disposals, this person, after getting money, does not think that this could be a danger in case fire gutted. So we have a challenge that Ugandans do not think. Then also the other thing is Ugandans are not cognizant of the fact that security is a priority. I'll tell you, Joanne, I've seen people who have businesses and they don't have even fire extinguishers. Okay, we are going to dig into that. You can share your opinion about fire outbreaks in Uganda on our WhatsApp number, that is 0709 602592, 0709 602592. That is the WhatsApp number. You can send a message, not a call, not a voice note, so that we can have your opinion read out on air. Robert, from the police observations, they cited that many businesses lack adequate fire safety measures, and this increases their vulnerability to fire, especially those dealing in highly flammable materials. And also, they stated that fire hydrants are either absent or ineffective within most business premises, limiting firefighters' efforts due to the need for frequent refilling from distant resources. And also, most premises, according to the police, do not have essential firefighting equipment such as fire extinguishers, fire action plans, signages, or hose reels. I mean, do even people at workplaces know how to use these fire extinguishers where they're existing? Before people know, are these functional? Are they not expired? That's what I wanted to mean, that most of these buildings have gone to, when you look at their fire extinguishers, they're never serviced. They will be of no value, no use in case there is anything to do with the fire. But also the staff knowing. I remember when we had some fires, organizations used to do what they call drills. Okay. And one time I was moving along, I had gone to have some breakfast at what is this hotel opposite Sheraton, next to Bank of Uganda, where there is Bank of Uganda. After Sheraton, Africana? No, wait. Okay. That is next to Sheraton. Oh my God, I'm forgetting. Grand Imperial. Imperial Royal, Grand Imperial Royal. Yes. Okay, next to Bank of Uganda. So, Bank of Uganda, they were running a fire drill. Now, I didn't know. The panic that happened, I took off like nothing, only to be told that it was a drill, because those days we had so many incidents of fire. Okay. Buildings had exits, emergency exits, and Ugandans, I don't know, I don't want to say English is the problem, because you're one of the countries that speak very good English. But you go to an emergency exit in many buildings, it is locked the hardest.
Yeah, and of course, police cited many fire scenes, particularly warehouses, are difficult to access due to poor layout, lack of walkways, and overcrowded storage, complicating evacuation and endangering both firefighters and workers.
Yes, most of these buildings that have emergency exits are the most locked doors or exits. Second, we've not taken our people in fire drills. For example, fire assembly points. Every building must have an emergency exit. Every building must have a fire assembly point. That in case of a fire, people know where to run and wait.
So in other words, you are saying people do not know the procedures after following a fire breakout.
It's not a priority to organizations, to business owners. It is not a priority. That is why you find that we don't have fire extinguishers. We don't have water sources that can't be used in case of a fire. The fire hydrants that were built by government of Uganda are now constructed on. I remember one time I was covering a riot at Chiseka Market, and the rioters then lit a fire. It was, I remember by then we had Andrew Sorowen, I think he was the commander, Kampala Metropolitan. Now, the fire experts knew that there was a fire hydrant somewhere along Chiseka. So they came with a map. Can you believe the map is there in Kampala? A proper map. That was my first time to see it, where fire hydrants were. Now, it was constructed on. There was an arcade, so they couldn't get it.
Oh, that was a bit embarrassing. Okay, some of the comments coming in. Hi, Joan and Robert. Thanks for the show. This is teacher Igalagwa Edward from Biende District. Increased fire outbreaks is also due to jealousy of some people to the innocent fellows. So strict supervision and spies should be among themselves to control this issue. Robert, as we forge forward, are these business owners insured?
That is one of the biggest challenges in Uganda. Our uptake on insurance is very low, but sometimes I don't want to blame Ugandans.
As we talk about what should be done.
Yes, one, insure your business. Make sure you get an insurance cover for your business. There are various packages, but get one. Because when that business, you never know what can happen. For example, if it is arson, you know, Joan doesn't enjoy seeing you prospering, your her co-wife.
And this is what the viewer has just said.
Your co-wife, you set up a saloon, Joan says, I will work on you, leads that saloon. So if you're not insured, you've gone to the village.
True.
That is one. Two, let's be considerate of fire in our businesses. As you plan for so much, plan for this day that in case a fire breaks out, are you sure you have what it takes to fight this fire? And also, let's be very conscious as you do your business. Things that can cause fires, plan better. Plan better, starting with the wiring of your buildings. That is very important.
Okay, coming again. Good morning, Uganda. It is so unfortunate that safety in Uganda is not given a priority. I think the fiscal planning authorities should emphasize all safety regulations as they plan for the cities and towns. And again, sensitize the public about safety and safety measures to take in case of any incident. Edson Mohaji and Tebe, thank you for watching and thank you for giving in your comments. So what do you think the people should do or what should be done?
One, we
as
also
we come to
must
close.
learn to respect fire trucks.
That is so thorough.
Ugandans, there are things you do. I'm a Uganda, I must say. Nembe wunya. How don't you give way to a fire truck? Please give way. Ooh, give way. Then the moment it passes, you want to drive behind it. Also, we must make sure that where I put our businesses, in case of fires, they are easily accessible. But prevention is better than cure. One, let's have fire detectors or smoke detectors.
Okay.
In our businesses, these things are not expensive, that very expensive. That even when a fire has just started, it will set an alarm. So quick response.
It's just the smoke even before the fire breaks.
It goes off, and it is very easy for you to detect this fire early. Then lastly, you know why we lose these businesses? Most of the times, people first try. When they fail, is when they call the Directorate of Fire and Rescue Services. So the moment you sense a fire, please immediately call these people, because within 5 minutes, so much damage has been done.
Okay, as we come to a close of this, good morning, Uganda. Thanks so much for the show. In fact, most people don't care about security, whereas security is to be from any type of danger. That's why Jaja prioritizes it, and it's the reason he says that we should protect what we have. Those are the gains. Long live Jaja Mwami. Mulindwa William from Manze, Masulita, sub-count. Your comments came in later, but this is just the last one. Hello, Joan and bro. Good morning. Most business proprietors are totally inconsistent on safety measures, only focus on more cash. They even don't see the value of fire extinguishers, even some corporate firms. Haj Sulaim, Najera. Thank you for watching. Coming up is Tourism Express, and later on we shall be having business and sports. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Genshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules, plant extract, scientific ratio, take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day, don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Genshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
You're most welcome to Semiriki National Park. I'm Godfrey Variesima. I'm the warden in charge of Semiriki National Park, which is managed by Uganda Wildlife Authority. Semiriki National Park is one of the 10 national parks that we have in Uganda, managed by Uganda Wildlife Authority. It's located in the extreme western part of Uganda, in Bundubujo district. Semiriki National Park is entirely in the Bundubujo, and therefore is not in Ntoloko. You know, Bundubujo initially was part of Ntoloko, but they decided to remove Ntoloko, so the national park remained in the Bundubujo district. And it is surrounded by 6 sub-counties that touch it, and that is right away from Bulondo, and where we are is in Town Council. Then we have Totolo sub-county, then the Bubukwanga, Tokwe sub-county, and Kisuba, which is the extreme south of this park. This national park is one of the uniquest national parks in Uganda. In Uganda, we have forested parks, and we also have savanna parks, and we also have mountainous national parks. So to differentiate it from the rest, Semiriki National Park, first of all, is the only tropical, lowland, semi-deciduous forest park. Why I say that is that many protected areas, the altitude above sea level are either higher, but Semiriki National Park is in a Rift Valley, the western arm of the Great Rift Valley, and therefore the altitude is between 650 to 750. Imagine, this is one of the lowest parts of this country, and that's the reason why it is characterized as a lowland tropical high forest, the only of its kind in this country. So why it's important? Because the Congo Basin combines the habitats of Congo. The mighty Ituri forest is a pristine, undisturbed forest, and it continues all the way to West Africa. And this forest extends into Uganda through Semliki National Park. So the wildlife that we have here is more of the Congo Central African and West African forest habitats that makes this part of the country, or Semliki National Park, a unique national park. So if we lost the Semliki National Park, then we would never have any national park of this kind. Now, when you look at the interesting characteristics of this forest, is that we have primates. Primates, animals that are more or less having characteristics of man. And we have over 10 species of primates, including what you hear as chimpanzees. The chimps are also here, and we have other rare species that are not found elsewhere. One of them is the Semiliki red colobus. We have other red colobus monkeys, like in Kivale, but the one we have here specific of this area, it is Semiliki, and when you go across in Congo, you can easily find it, but it's within that belt of Semiliki River. We also have another species called the dense mona. Dense mona monkey. I know many of you have not heard about this either. This is another primate, a monkey that has shades of black and white. Very interesting when you look at it. And it associates with the Semiliki red colobus and the black and white colobus monkeys. And it is along the mighty Kirumia trail where we do birding. So currently, we thought that it could be a good idea to explore the beauty of these monkeys by trying to monitor them and make people get used. So what we're doing as management of Uganda Wildlife Authority and Semliki National Park is to make these monkeys get used to us. So we do regular monitoring. We visit them such that they get used to us. When we take visitors there, they should be stable to accept an interaction between the visitors and possibly researchers. So in future, that's going to become a very good product for Semliki National Park, because we are going to combine the Semliki red colobus, the dense mona monkey, which is also rare, and another rare monkey called D. Brazos monkey. D. Brazos monkey is another rare one. It is a huge monkey, and it has a white beard. These are old world monkeys. They are not elsewhere, and you can't find them across the mountain. And that combination is so nice. Besides that, we have gray-cheeked mangabe. Currently, the researchers have termed it a black mangabe because it was earlier confused. It's a rare one also. We have blue monkeys here. We have the red tails. We have black and white, and several other monkeys, including the olive baboons that are our friends all the time. We meet them, and they are very interacting. So the park is really having a lot. Due to limited research, a lot is unfolded slowly. We had research here by Chester Zoo, one of the universities. And then the interest was, since we have the same habitat with Congo, and Congo has okapis, why can't we really have an okapi here? You know an okapi? An okapi is a zebra-like animal, but it is more related to a giraffe than the zebra, interestingly. When you look at the traits and the DNA, it's a brother of the giraffe that remained in the forest. The giraffe is a savanna animal that browses. It decided to grow the neck to avoid competition. But now the okapi remained in the forest. Its neck could not grow tall or high, and therefore remained in the forest. The relationship they The similarity is that they are browsers. They don't graze. The difference between the grazers and browsers is that the browsers, they pick vegetation. They don't feed on grass. They pick shrubs and then feed above the ground. That's why the giraffes with them, you'll never find them bending. They'll always pick vegetation from the top canopies. That's browsing. So even the okapi does the same.
Good morning once again, and for those of you who are just accompanying us right now, it is time for GMU Business, your essential briefing about what is happening in the business world. Welcome back from Tourism Express, that is proudly sponsored by Uganda Tourism Board. It is now a time for your daily dose of business intelligence, and we start now. But before that, we are proudly brought to you by the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries. Sip on that Ugandan coffee because it is in our nature. The monetary policy statement from Bank of Uganda 2026 is already out, so you need to take a glance at it and know about the monetary policy instruments and also the objectives and the decisions that have been taken and why, as we delve into what is happening in the business world. And to commence with our counterparts in Kenya, their flights in and out of Kenya's main airport are being delayed following a planned strike by aviation industry workers. The National Airline and Airports Authorities have said now departing flights from Nairobi's Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, which is one of Africa's busiest transport hubs, have been delayed up to 4 hours. And then some passengers said they had remained seated inside aircraft for extended periods as pilots wait for clearances to take off. But in a statement issued, Kenya Airways said it was experiencing air traffic control operational delays affecting certain departures and arrivals. It further added that it was working with authorities to minimize disruptions and maintain safe operations. Now, remember, the disruptions follow a warning a week ago by the Kenya Aviation Workers Union of a plan to go on strike over pay and poor working conditions. Now that is happening there with our neighbors in Kenya concerning the airline business. And forging forward, UK Bank, that is internationally, UK Bank bosses plan to set up Visa and MasterCard alternative amid Trump affairs. Now, these bosses will hold their first meeting to establish a national alternative to Visa and MasterCard amid growing fears over Donald Trump's ability to turn off US-owned payment system. The meeting, chaired by Barclays UK Chief Executive Vim Morrow, will take place this Thursday and bring together a group of city funders that will front the costs of a new payments company to keep the UK economy running if problems were to occur. Now, you need to know that about 95% of UK card transactions are made using payment systems owned by MasterCard and Visa, and that is according to a 2025 report by the UK's payment systems regulator. Now, that dominancy has become far more relevant as cash use across the country continues to decline, but the potential disruption could be vast. And in Russia, where businesses are reliant on Visa and MasterCard for 60% of payments, US sanctions that forced the companies to turn off their services left ordinary people stranded without access to funds and unable to buy goods. In the European Union, similar concerns are being raised where politicians have taken a vocal stance on building locally owned networks that could not be turned off on a whim by the foreign powers. We shall always bring you deeper insights into those developments when it comes to business here on GMU. Something that you really need to look out for, as most of the people in the diaspora, when they come back to Uganda, use the MasterCard options. And as we move on, Alibaba unveils Qwen 3.5 as China's chatbot race shifts to AI agents. And now Qwen 3.5 comes in an open weight and hosted API version, with the company advertising improvements in performance and costs from previous versions. The Qwen 3.5 supports new agentic capabilities and is compatible with open source AI agents like those from OpenClaw. Now, Alibaba has released its newest AI model series featuring enhanced capabilities as it faces intensifying competition in China's AI space, with several models launched in the past week. The Qwen 3.5 AI model comes in an open-weight version, which allows users to download, run, fine-tune, and deploy it on their own infrastructure. Alibaba also released a hosted version, meaning the model can run on Alibaba's own servers. Both models were made available on Monday, the eve of the Chinese New Year. And of course, we look forward to that. And the AI agents are systems that can independently take actions and complete multi-step tasks on a user's behalf with minimal supervision. So wondering what local competitors will have, like ByteDance or Zipo AI, that also released upgraded models in the past week aimed at supporting more agent capabilities. And yes, away from Alibaba, as we look at still the international news there, Trump eyes Venezuela visit, but obstacles to his oil plan remain. Now, after the U.S. President Donald Trump oversaw the seizure of his Venezuelan counterpart, Nicolas Maduro, that was last month, he vowed to tap the country's oil reserves, the world's largest at that. Trump now says that he plans to visit the South American country, although no date has been set. And his comments made last Friday came after U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright completed a 2-day trip to Venezuela to see how the nation is starting to reopen its oil sector to U.S. companies. Wright's visit came shortly after Venezuela's National Assembly passed a law to allow both private and foreign investment in its oil industry, following 2 decades of tight state control. But in Trump's eyes, it is a big business opportunity for the U.S. oil sector. And he was quoted, "We are going to be extracting numbers in terms of oil like few people have seen." He said it at a news conference in mid-January after a meeting with energy bosses at the White House. But for the U.S. oil firms that Trump wants to invest heavily in Venezuela, the question is a simple one. Will the numbers really add up, or do they even add up? Yes, that is it for you there when it comes to Venezuela. Let's take a quick look at how your currency, that is the Ugandan shilling, is working against the various other foreign currencies as from Bank of Uganda on 13th February 2026, commencing with the US dollar that bought at 3,535.27 and sold at 3,545.27. By midday, the dollar was buying at 3,535.09 and sold at 3,545.09. By close of business, the dollar bought at 3,534.86 and sold off at 3,544.86, while the Great British Pound bought at 4,814.47 and sold off at 4,829.16. The euro over there bought at 4,195.17 and sold at 4,207.39. Moving on to the Kenyan shilling, it bought at 27.38 and sold at 27.50. Whereas the Tanzanian shilling there bought at 1.34 and sold at 1.37. The South African rand bought at 220.96 and sold at 221.65. Now, you need to look at the financial news reports, that is by January 14th, 2026. And to January 21st, 2026 by Bank of Uganda, so that you keep yourself in the know of what is happening, especially for you, the business people out there. And just a quick tip on identifying a profitable business idea. A good business idea should solve a problem or meet a need. And you can look at problems people complain about daily. This is for mainly those who are planning to start up, especially small, medium enterprises. Also observe products or services people already pay for, and considering your skills, talents, or experience, and look at the trends, look at the fashion, look at the food, digital services, logistics, farming. Don't just wake up and you feel like, no, I think I need to start this. Study the market very well. And this is from an expert view, not mine, but quoted from somewhere. And after identifying the right idea, ask yourself the following questions. What problem does this business solve? If it is not solving anything, who is going to be your client and who needs it the most? That is getting to know about your clientele and how often will customers buy it. Most of us venture into businesses whereby someone might want to purchase that good once in about 3 years. How do you hope to keep up those customers, or to keep in the sales coming? And can you start small and grow, or you want to begin in a very amorphous way and then later on you regret, had I started small, I wouldn't have made this mistake. And of course, you need, while starting a small business, requires clear planning, discipline, and consistent action. You need to follow a guide which helps, which includes a market research that helps you understand your customers and competitors. You can research about target customers, their gender, their age. We rarely take into account the gender when beginning some businesses. For example, if it is a beauty line, cosmetics, do the men really have a better purchasing power for cosmetics than women? You need to conduct that market research, and also income levels of your audience, rather of your clientele, so that you do not overprice or underprice your goods or your services. We shall always bring you more tips about business here on Good Morning Uganda Business. Coming up is the agenda, and we are going to be discussing KCCA move to evict street vendors from Kampala and border borders and taxi operators operating in illegal areas. Good morning once again. Thank you for accompanying us.
Talk of the day on UBC. Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby dondolo.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks, Kubei Dondolo. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Genshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning. Eat twice a day. Don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Genshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
Juko.
Yo.
What you go? Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Uganda, haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better.
PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Every Wednesday, live in our studios in the heart of Kampala.
We have to change the political culture in this country, really. Who has bewitched Ugandans?
I want to assure you, as government, we shall do whatever it takes to ensure that Ugandans are safe.
We have conversations that have analysis, explanation.
This law society, this union of theirs, because they want a job everywhere, they want to be this, they want to be that, they want... No. We know it's a union.
You cannot be making a road, bitumen grade 1, in Congo for 5 billion.
But not every truth is fact, and not every fact is truth.
The argument that the General Court Martial is responsible for peace and stability is without basis, either in law or in fact.
We have been told how Napoleon was a great orator. Now, Napoleon cannot help me get food. They told me combine harvest in Saskatchewan. I don't know where Saskatchewan is. This is a geography we're taught. Instead of teaching me how to preserve Mabera forest, they're teaching me about Rhineland. This is a problem we got. We cannot run away from it.
Right now, you hear very disgusting stories of members of parliament. Instead of discussing the details of loans, they ask for their cuts.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
Broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda. In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, They stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
The Senior Citizens Grant under the Social Assistance Grants for Empowerment SAGE program is Uganda's social protection flagship program, providing regular, predictable, and reliable direct income support to older persons. Since inception in 2010, the SAGE program has positively impacted beneficiaries' livelihoods, contributing to the overall national socio-economic transformation. The government of Uganda has continued to fulfill its commitment to the expansion and sustainability of the SAGE program, ensuring income security, dignity, and improved basic standard of living for older persons in all local governments across the country.
I am called Odong Martin. I am 70 years old. I come from Naitakwai Parish, Nadunget Sub-County. This village is called Katanga. I knew about this SAGE money in, I don't remember very well the year, I think around 2013, 14 is when I heard about this SAGE program. We were gathered at Katanga village as the elders. They say they need elders from 60 years. So we were gathered, and then I was part of the team who was identifying, because by then there were no IDs by then. So we were gathered together with the old women, said verification of years. When were you born? Then some of us were just, putting these events. I was born during the time of this, during the time of this, during the time of this, because for us, Karamajong, we identify the years through events. So that's how we need, and we said, okay, so-and-so is fit to be in this SAGE program, 60, because they said 60 above. So that's how I got it. The benefits actually, when it first came, because we were receiving, they told us we were receiving the first bunch of money, we received 25. This 25, we really were grateful, because for us to get the money, this 25 by then was very, it was good money. So I could buy a kilo of sugar. I could get at least even call my friends to share. I think today we have got something, call some kwete. So, and then we can also get some meat by that time. So that's how I got this money. Then I was also selling a bit of petrol, I would get had it to get 1 jerrycan of petrol to sell in my shop. So that's how I could get this 25. Then eventually it went. Then we were supposed to get now by 2 months, that is 50,000. Yeah, then I said I think it was a good move. So, and it was frequent, after every 2 months, we would get 50, every 2 months, then I would plan. Even with this money now, I would buy some books for my grandchildren, you see. That's how I began benefiting this money. And when it is time for cultivation also, I would take two people to the garden, because I'm unable to go to the garden to help my wife. My wife was not the beneficiary. So whenever I could get this money, I would also send people there to the garden to go and dig if it is time for digging, or weeding if it was time for weeding. I would also, if it is time for beginning to cultivate, I would buy seeds, yes, to go and plant. So that's how I benefited. First of all, the first challenge, you know, in Karamoja here, the timing when this money is coming, it went on for 1 year when it was coming regularly. After 2 months, but when it went almost towards some end, then it delayed. We greatly thank the government, because for sure, as a person, I say this money, I have not gone to somebody's garden to work for it. This is really a kind of manner for us, the elders, to give ourselves, however small it is. We thank the government for that issue.
This is a message from Expanding Social Protection, ESP, implementing the program under the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development. ESP, better life chances for all. The Senior Citizens Grant under the Social Assistance Grants for Empowerment SAGE program is Uganda's social protection flagship program, providing regular, predictable, and reliable direct income support to older persons. Since inception in 2010, the SAGE program has positively impacted beneficiaries' livelihoods, contributing to the overall national socio-economic transformation. The government of Uganda has continued to fulfill its commitment to the expansion and sustainability of the SAGE program, ensuring income security, dignity, and improved basic standard of living for older persons in all local governments across the country.
Kigosi Agustino, kinana mukaga. Sente kyenzikozeemu nayingiza amasanyalaze, firiji nenjigula, kale kasente n'akalala akasigalawo nemba nga kakola ku bulamu bwange. Siŋŋaanibwa nina omulimu guno nga nine ne munnange bwe twali, munnange n'anfaako, kakati nensigala nzekka. Oluvannyuma nenfuna abaana bange abo ne bajja okunzijanjaba, bampe ku ssente ezo nzijanjabe, kole ne ka bizinensi nkagazi. Era gavumenti njebaza olw'akasente akaasooka akampeebwa, kuba kakolako bye kankolera.
This is a message from Expanding Social Protection, ESP, implementing the program under the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development. ESP, better life chances for all.
In all these years, we emphasize two words, wealth and jobs, and we try to waken our people up to show them where wealth and jobs come from.
The Parish Development Model, PDM, is a bold initiative that is reshaping Uganda's rural economy. By allocating 100 million shillings to each parish annually, PDM empowers households by unlocking opportunities for wealth creation.
This program will be maintained. Each year we send 100 million for the parish. If you get the 1 million, you can buy some goats, you can buy some pigs, you can buy even young cows.
Farmers are transitioning from subsistence farming to commercial agriculture, laying the groundwork for wealth creation and improved livelihoods.
This project started 11 years ago after an inspiration from His Excellency. And that time I was working as a taxi driver. He was doing that Masa business in Soroti, and he was talking about how to improve household income.
With the PDM, you bring back the money after 24 months. But in the third year, you would get another 100 million paid back by those who got first.
The president's message is a mindset changer. Becoming rich does not mean you should have a lot of land, you should have a lot of education, you just need a vision and implement and start from where you are.
So therefore, this PDM is to get all of you out of poverty. That's why we said 100 million per parish per year.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance.
Njagala okwebaza olw'enteekateeka eno gavumenti gye yatondawo ey'okulaba nga omuntu wa wansi, omuntu omuwejjero wa ghetto afiibwako. Nti nga ghettos eriyo embeera eyaliwo nga si nnungi. Okugezesa ddala mu nteekateeka eno nga tennajja, abaana bangi baakwatibwanga, naye bukya enteekateeka eno ejja, bintu bingi bituukiddwako, naddala mu nteekateeka z'ebyokwerinda, security, wamu n'enkulaakulana. Nga tuyita mu nkola gye bayita eya ghetto structure. Ghetto structure kwe kulonda obukulembeze okuviira ddala ku ghetto esookebwako ku kyalo, ne tubeera ne ba coordinators ku muluka, paka eno gye tuli. Omwaka guno yatuwa ssente obukadde 100 wano emikono twabufuna. Era mu nfuna ya ssente zino twagala okwebaza Oweekitiibwa Pulezidenti. Ssente zino ziyambye nnyo abantu ba ghetto. Abantu ba ghetto nakubadde gavumenti ebadde n'emiwaatwa mingi gyeyisaamu ssente zaayo okutuuka ku bantu zibayambye. Naye ssente ezo zibadde tezituuka ku bantu ba ghetto. Ssente zino bannaghetto tuzibawadde era bazifunyeemu. Ebiseera ebisinga wali emabega abantu ba ghetto abamu baali bennyamivu nga bamanyi nti gavumenti yabavaako, era ng'osanga abantu abamu mu ghetto nga tebalinaamu nsonga. Oli akugamba ekimbeeza mu ghetto noonyeza emirimu Uganda wonna gibuze. Twagala okusima pulezidenti w'eggwanga kubanga ssente ze yatuwa twazifuna, era gwe guno omulundi ogwasookera ddala nga bannaghetto mu Uganda. Era twagala okumwebaza okutwagalira ddala n'atuwa ne ku ssente ezikola. Ffe twagala kumusuubiza nti abalaba gye bamulabira nti akadde, ate kati ffe olw'okuba yaakatutandikako tulaba nga yaakavu.
Ghetto structure okusooka ffe twali twepima nga ghetto structure tennabeerawo, bali batu